So I'm going to tell this story about when I was in Woodhill and how we absolutely found loopholes in security. And just because Woodhill, the CSC unit, is often described as a prison within a prison. And this is the unit here in this corner, right in this corner. There's actually 4 wings on this unit. This is one of the cells. This is what we look like. And this cells look like it's all over the prison. And it's like a weird zigzaggy shape, and I've never really understood why that is. So you've got the yards here. So there's 4 exercise yards there. They are very small. They're completely caged off from each other. And sometimes you get like 4 people in one of those yards. It's hard if you want to go for a jog. On this side here, that's the Supergrass Witness Protection Unit, and they're completely set off. And used to get the food delivered by the police, and that's their yard. It just mirrors each one, so you've got 4 wings, and that's the other yard. They're slightly longer yards. You've got the 2 longer ones in the middle and the 2 end ones. But what I'm going to mention this is, in round about 2005, we discovered a loophole when they brought us a GameCube on the wing to be used during association times. And at the time, there was a few games, but a lot of prisons used to do this at the time. They never used to let you have a memory card or any storage facilities. And we had a handful of games, but we only play FIFA with each other. And we had the Resident Evil, the remake of the Resident Evil 1, what we did for the GameCube. And now and again, we'd play it. And there's only 2 of us really that would play it, because a lot of people thought it was a bit too slow and clunky and geeky with all the puzzles. But I got a bit obsessed with it, and I thought I need a memory card. But we could have things sent in at Woodhill at the time. You could have CDs sent in, and we started getting games sent in for the GameCube. And we used to have and because on the inside of the GameCube, just above the game, they used to have a little slot for a memory card. And someone said, it was Tony McCulloch, just said, "Do you think you can get a game sent in and put a memory card there? Then we have a proper game of Resident Evil and come back the next day and save it." And then thought, yeah, do you know what? We'll try it. And then we did it, and it worked. And it gave us the idea. What else do you reckon you could end up getting sent in? Because what they used to do then was, if you got something sent in, registered post, it would be opened in front of you. They'd bring it straight to you. But what would happen with on the unit, because it was separate from the rest of the prison, if we got something sent in, it would just go to the main reception, where it would be searched, x-rayed and all that kind of stuff. And then it would be brought over when it's ready to the unit. But if it was registered post, it would get brought to the unit straight away. But what had happened is, when it would land at the main stores, it would because they would look and find out that the prisoner was on the CSC, on Unit 6, the CSC unit, they would send it assuming that it would be x-rayed and searched when it would get over there. But when the OSGs would pick up our parcels, what are registered post, they would assume that it's already been done. So we discovered that we were getting our parcels and they weren't being x-rayed and they weren't being searched. And it started off with me and mate Plumber. And because I used to get a lot of CDs sent in, I noticed that older CDs used to have, on the inside of the case, which formed part of the spine, you'd have it was black on older ones, but clear. I'm going to find an example now. What we realised, if you take this bit off of a CD case, you've got, like, my cat's come to join me now. You get this, a large gap there. Get out of the way. This gap. So we used to put a load of weed down there, down that side. Like, stop it, cat. And then just put it back on, and then we'd just flood the place with CDs, all loaded with weed. But the next thing we thought, we're in 2005 then, phones in jail is still a relatively new thing, and in high security jails, it's almost unheard of. And we just thought, do you reckon we can get a phone in? We'd be pushing our luck then. We thought, fuck it, why not? Let's try it. So Plumber tried it, got it inside a little radio. Now I remember thinking, fuck this, I'm going to have a go at this. So I've used this phone, and I phoned a friend, shall we say, and I've got, but his phone didn't have a camera on it, and this was when camera phones were still quite early. We're in 06 now. So someone just got me a cheap little radio and put the camera phone inside. And I remember when it came to me, the screws picked it up, looking at it and all this, went, "Why, have you got a little radio? You've got a big stereo." And I remember thinking, I just can't pick up the football on there, so I need one to put on my windowsill and all that. And he just gave it me straight away. And I'm thinking, I can't believe I got this. Took it straight to the showers, broke it open, and there it was. And I couldn't believe how easy it was, and how stupid are these security. But then after a week or so, we started to think, what else can we get in? We could get some hacksaw blades in here. And I thought that they would easily go in. And we were thinking, like, what we're going to do. We're going to get these hacksaw blades and we could easily get out the bars. And then we were scoping out the jail thinking, we need to get something we can cut through the fence. And we used to watch the patrols who'd go around tapping the fence. I think they used to test the alarm like every hour or something like that. And we'd have it all half-heartedly planned out of what we were going to do. And we thought we'd making, but we weren't convinced that 2 beds were big enough to make a ladder. The old metal slat beds that would fit over a wall. But it all fell apart because I went for accumulated visits and then Plumber got caught with his phone. I hid my phone inside a rowing machine. And then what happened while I was on accumulated visits? The wing where we was shut down because of staff shortages. So they just merged everyone onto one wing with various different regimes. And that phone may still be hidden inside a rowing machine somewhere in Woodhill today.